that the show would be shut down, but if I move my event to her location on Greenwood, that I would be fine.
Did you take that as a threat?
Yes, I took that as bullying.
Yeah, it's good you took it that way, because honestly, that's exactly what it was. I think I understand now why you felt it was bullying. Probably because it was, I don't want to say she was intentionally bullying you, but when she was doing it, there was definitely a whole lot of bullying going on. Hey y'all, it's your boy from Celeb News. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, and drop your thoughts in the comments. You already know what we're talking about, something most people have heard whispers about already. Let's talk about Tiffany. She loved throwing her little parties, but the thing is, no one really showed up. Like, even when she hired actual celebrities for her Taste of Thorn On event, only 7 people came through. 7. And those weren't even randoms. They were people she handpicked. That's who showed up to enjoy the vibe. So, when Tiffany said she was going to throw this huge event, she hyped it up like it was going to be the party of the year. It's kind of like someone who already ate 3 or 4 big meals, including ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then decides to hit up a buffet. That's Tiffany. Her eyes are always bigger than her stomach. In her mind, she's super famous. In her mind, she's super loved. That's probably why she thought she was going to win by a landslide. But what actually happened? She lost by a landslide. Her perception of reality just doesn't line up with, well, reality. Anyway, this particular party she tried to throw, she knew there was this guy who ran a car show that always brought out the crowd. Every time, people came out in numbers, probably because she wasn't there. So she gets this idea to shut down the car show and redirect the crowd to her event instead. She's thinking, yeah, just come over here, and then I can say, look how popular I am. But let's be real, she was just stealing someone else's audience. And, well, stealing? That's kind of Tiffany's thing. Let's listen to this next bit. I almost called it cute, but nah, it's hilarious.
So crazy when I arrived here Friday and saw the blocks.
A South Suburban car show is canceled after the entrance is barricaded with giant concrete blocks.
Now the sponsor of that show and the Park District are calling it an act of revenge by the mayor in Dolton, Tiffany Henyard.
Dane Flacco reports the Park District is now considering a lawsuit against the mayor.
As they should.
Always a good time for everybody that comes out. Fun, exciting. Good for the community.
For the past 8 years, Darren Bosley has organized an annual car show here in the parking lot of Needles Park in Dolton. But after paying $1,000 to the Park District for this year's permit,
Bosley got an unexpected call last Wednesday from none other than Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's top assistant. Now, the real question is, what kind of conversations were going on behind the scenes for Tiffany to come to this decision? Who was in her ear, hyping this up? If I had to guess, I'd say it was Kamal. I don't want to blame everything on Kamal. But yeah, something tells me this whole idea has his fingerprints all over it. He probably said something like, well, if you could just get them to come over to your party, combine your event with the car show, it'll be a great idea. Now, a normal person would go to the guy running the car show and be like, hey, I'm throwing this event. I know your car show's a big deal. What if we merge the two? You know, a respectful pitch. But that's not what happened here. Here's the thing. Nothing is going to take away from a car show. People show up to car shows for very specific reasons. They love the cars. And even those who don't care about the cars, they show up to hang out with the people who do. They take pictures in front of the cars, post them on social. It's a whole vibe. A car show has its own audience, its own energy. Now, Tiffany, she doesn't bring that. Her party might gain from being near the car show, sure. But the car show ain't gaining anything from being near her. Tiffany's parties, they flop. She's literally out here paying people to show up, giving away entire flat-screen TVs just to fill the room. And honestly, I'd show up too, for the TV and to clown her a little. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, Tiffany tried to piggyback off something successful, hoping it would make her look good. But everyone knows what it was.
The show would be shut down, but if I move my event to her location on Greenwood, that I would be fine.
did you take that as a threat?
Yes, I took that as bullying.
Yeah, it's a good thing you took it that way, because that's exactly what it was. I think I get now why you felt like it was bullying. Probably because, well, it was, I don't want to outright say she was bullying you, but when she was bullying you, there was definitely a lot of bullying going on. That's just what it was. Tiffany thinks she's a mafia. Honey, she thinks she is a mafia. She's a Don. Or at least, she was. Now, she might be in her parents' basement. I don't know where the hell she is. That's actually the real question of the day. Where is Tiffany? What is Tiffany? Why is Tiffany? So Bosley shows up at the park on Saturday morning, only to find huge concrete barricades blocking the entrance. And on top of that, Dolton police were out there threatening to tow any cars that try to park. What kind of mess is that? We're talking about two different governments, asterisk park district government, asterisk versus village government. That's wild. But hey, she's the boss, right? That's what they'll tell you. You've got to bow down, show respect. She's the boss, you hear? Just ask her boo thing. Now, let's talk about those barricades. Who put them there? Who gave the order? Who do you think she put up to it? Picture this. Tiffany out in the middle of the night, directing the placement of giant stones like she's building a moat around her ego. And you know she was talking trash while she did it. Oh, she definitely was. She absolutely was. Park District President Cleo Jones came out and said it flat. Mayor Henyard has no legal authority over Park District property. He believes she pulled this stunt because she didn't want the car show competing with her own event, a house music festival just a few blocks away. And he's probably right. She didn't want the competition. She wanted to siphon off the car show's audience, take those folks, redirect them to her thing, and then act like she was the reason people were showing up. Also, she could go around talking about how famous she is, how loved she is, how everyone shows up for her. And the thing is, she could have just been nice. There were other ways to handle this. But you know what you don't do when you want something from somebody? You don't set their house on fire. You don't come in with intimidation as your first move. But that's her go-to tactic, intimidation. Her whole playbook is, how do I scare you into giving me what I want? She thinks if she can be the loudest, the boldest, the bossiest, then she wins. And in her head, she is the boss. That's how she sees it. But all that does is make enemies everywhere she goes. And I bet if you asked her why people are upset, she'd pull the same tired line. Asterisk, they just hating on me. They don't like me because I'm black, young, and a woman. Asterisk, no, Tiffany. That's not what this is. This man just wanted to host his car show like he's done every year. It's something people in the community look forward to. It brings people together. It's fun. It's positive. So what did you do, Tiffany? You rolled in and shut it down because you couldn't stand this event might be bigger than yours. That's petty. That's ego. That's sabotage. And let's not pretend you didn't know when the car show was scheduled. That event been locked in for a long time. I'd even argue you picked your date on purpose. You wanted the overlap. You were like, I'm going to throw my event the same day and we'll just combine them. But here's the kicker. You didn't even tell him that. You didn't clue him in on your little plan. No heads up, no conversation, no request. Just a silent ambush. So when he didn't play along, what did you do? You tried to sabotage it. Then you turn around like, well, you can just bring it over here if you want. Girl, why are you trying to get him to move the whole event to your location if you don't want him to have it in the first place? Something is not right. The screws? Loose. Very loose. All of this, the barricades, the backdoor moves, the intimidation, it's not just petty, it's bullying. And it's not going to work anymore because we're not going to let it. We're moving forward, stronger than ever, walking all over cancer on our way to Springfield. And this isn't Tiffany's first scandal. Fox 32 recently reported that she used village employees and public funds to pay for a march to Springfield to support charity. In her own name. Let that sink in. What would I say to Tiffany? Get your life together. Get your act together. Because this isn't leadership. People are out here spending their money, giving their time, trying to create peaceful, community-centered events. And you're out here wrecking all of it. For what? For your own clout? Try explaining that to a Tiff. She doesn't care. Never did. Never even pretended to care. Oh. She said she cared once, but wouldn't even look you in the eye when she said it. That's how weak the lie was. And the most tragic part? She had it made. Tiffany managed to slide into a position where she was raking in close to $400,000 a year. On top of that, she funneled another $100,000 to her boyfriend. She created a whole system where she could hand out money to her little crew, people who do her bidding, no questions asked. And she couldn't even compromise for 2 minutes to preserve that. She couldn't play it cool, couldn't do right by the people, couldn't just chill. No, she had to go full dictator mode. And because of that, the bag, this massive bag that she had no business holding in the first place, is gone. She fumbled it. And honestly, she never deserved it. And now, surprise, surprise, the village of Dolton and the mayor's office have responded. But the park district president says they're considering suing both the mayor and the village for overstepping their legal authority. And you know what? She's a habitual overstepper, a habitual line stepper. Every single time, just walks right over boundaries. Another lawsuit? Just add it to the pile. But does she care? No. She never thought she'd have to answer for any of it. She's like, oh, well, if there's a lawsuit, it's not me getting sued, it's the village. Meanwhile, she's taking the money, stacking it up, and making her exit plan. Let someone else clean up the mess. That's her strategy. She's trying to live that out now. But here's the thing, asterisk, asterisk, we might not know where she is, asterisk, asterisk, but you know who does? The feds. They know. Oh, they definitely know. And they've got the patience, the tools, and the receipts. So let her keep thinking she pulled it off. Let her think she escaped. But she didn't. She really didn't. Anyway, y'all behave, because I'm not going to. Nope. Just not going to do it. But Mama loves you. Yes, she do. Peace.